What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Hangout Podcast. My name is Elliot.
And I'm Caitlin.
And we talk about all things municipal. Today we have a couple guys on that we've really been getting a lot of information on. We get questions all the time. Hey, who's going to be the next guest? Well, today we got a couple guys that you guys have handpicked, hand-selected. Guys, tell us who you are and what you do for the city.
My name is Billy Pennick. I'm the traffic supervisor for the city of Deer Park. I've been here 17 years. Started my career in Parks and Rec. Last several years been in traffic department.
And I'm Shain, Olson, the streets drainage supervisor. I've been here for the city, the supervisor, for the last 10 years with a total of 28 years of service. Literally started out as a part-time employee and worked my way up through the ranks and to the supervisor. So,
Wow.
What department did you work for? When
I literally started out in the streets department.
Okay.
When I started out full-time, I worked a very short time in the sewer department until I was hired full-time into the streets department. So I've been in the streets department pretty much my whole career.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So with the summer months and rainy seasons coming up, how do you mitigate mosquitoes and what can residents do to stop?
Well, first off, that's probably one of our two most important conversations that we have during those times. But the biggest thing that residents can help us out in is just making sure they don't have any standing water, bird baths, pet bowls, that type of stuff, even the flower dishes. Just making sure there's no standing water for those to be able to reproduce. Also, a big help is a lot of our local hardware stores will sell a chemical that they can go out and fog or treat their own yards. There's a lot of commercial-based companies that'll do it as well. Because our chemical is only as good as what it reaches or what it's able to come in contact with. Mm-hmm. So if we're not able to touch those areas, we're just not being effective. Mm-hmm. So having the residents just helping us out in their backyards, behind their houses, that type of deal, their bushes, removing those standing waters, and then even self-treatment helps us out a ton.
Awesome. How long does the chemical normally last once you spray it?
It'll usually stay in the air for several hours. It all depends on the pressures, the wind drift, that type of stuff. So there's a lot of elements that affect that. But usually it'll stay for an hour, 2 hours, sometimes even a little bit longer with still air conditions. So I mean, it can be effective, but again, if the mosquitoes are staying in your backyard or something like that, out of the range of the fog, then it's just not being effective.
Yeah, and I would guess if it's going to be raining outside, you don't want to necessarily go out, or is that kind of the opposite? No,
one of the things I always say whenever people are asking if we're going to treat their area or whatever, and I always say weather permitting, because we actually have to go through a state test that regulates the droplet test of our chemical and what it produces out of our machines. And if them microns aren't met, then it's not being effective to the insect. If they're too big, they can miss the mosquito completely, like a raindrop or something. If they're too small, there may not be enough active ingredient in the chemical to be effective to the mosquito. So if it's any precipitation in the wind, or in the air, or if the wind's even too high, then it's just not effective, and that's why we don't send the guys out. There's no sense in just wasting the chemical and the time for the operators and applicators.
Mm-hmm. So does it treat any other kind of insects or?
No, like what we primarily spray, it can be effective to the other ones, non-targeted species, but it is really targeted directly towards mosquitoes. Okay. Also, that's one of the things that we spray at night. Primary feeding time for mosquitoes is 30 minutes before dark to 30 minutes after daylight. So that's the primary time that you want to try to treat for those areas. It can kill or affect other insects, but it isn't a targeted species. Like honeybees, for a good example, is we're by label we're required to stay so far away from known bees or beehives because it could affect them. But
one of the things that Caitlin and I we talk about all the time is when we have complaint mitigation. Some of the things that we try to not necessarily like talk about, but they come up like complaints, suggestions, things like that. How do you guys kind of, is there a button that somebody can go to? Is there a number they can call for a complaint, a concern? Like, how does that work?
I think on the city website, there's a My Civic page you can report. I know I get a few here and there from there. Most of my complaints come from PD dispatch. They can report to PD for traffic. Okay. Especially if you see a traffic signal head hanging down the roadway, a car wreck that may have knocked something in the roadway, something dangerous like that, report to PD dispatch, which is a non-emergency number, and they'll get with me directly.
Okay.
So
How about for you?
Yeah, it's kind of the same. I mean, I've gotten some from PD. I've even gotten some from phone calls from City Hall. But the best way is to go on the website, and they actually have a report your concern that you can go through there, and there's different tabs that you can choose on and pick on those. Put in the address, kind of what the complaint is, and then it'll go to whatever individual that's responsible for that particular complaint, and then we review it, look over it, determine what's the best path of action, and then either agree that we need to do some work to this or that it isn't our city responsibility, whatever that looks like.
Okay.
But that's the best way is going on the city website.
Okay.
I think on that tool, you can kind of look at the map too and see where the concerns are at, where things have been resolved, and kind of how many people have reported the same issue too, or at least that's what I saw on there.
Yeah, I think the best thing for us on that too is it on our end, the back end of that, it will direct to the correct supervisor.
Okay.
I think the citizen, if I'm not mistaken, the citizen can, report whatever the case may be, and it'll go to myself or Shain or Tim or whoever it may be, but it self determines where it will go.
That's neat.
Yeah, that's really cool. So it's like a self-categorizing kind of thing that.
Tickets.
Yeah. So I have a question specific to the signs, because one of the things that I always look at, coming from a design background, I'm always looking at signs. I'll tell you a quick story. I was in the city of Houston, and I was parked on the side of the road, and there was a red sign with black writing, and I got a parking ticket because of that sign. Well, being in design school, I know a lot about color theory and what colors you're not supposed to use on what backgrounds. So I took a snapshot of the sign, took it to court, got my ticket dismissed. So when you guys go through the process of doing new signs, like the signage and things like that, is that done in-house, or is that like a send-off type thing?
It's a mix. Regulatory signs, let's say speed limit signs, stop signs, reduced speed ahead, school zone signs. Those are all regulated under MUTCO.
Okay.
So we just go off their standard. The secondary standard would be TxDOT that we use. But the color coding and all that is all through MUTCO. It's not, even if I was to purchase blanks for us to put our writing, they only allow you to purchase them in certain colors to match the MUTCO.
Okay.
So we do have a sign shop in-house. It's mainly used for specific signs, specialty signs, the signs around the buildings, baseball parks, soccer fields, stuff like that. We do some of the regulatory, but a lot of those are purchased too. So,
Okay.
yeah, we just did the transfer station this morning, and I think we got to be at Maxwell tomorrow. So,
Okay.
Oh, nice.
just to follow up on that, this probably could be cut out, but there is a program through PD for handicap parking.
Okay.
They have handicap parking signs on hand, or they get them from me. But if you have a business, and there was a program, we can follow up on this, but if you need handicap parking spots, you can buy them from police department.
That's
Okay.
awesome.
So
Did not know that. Yeah.
So how does your department gather and evaluate traffic complaints or safety suggestions directly from the residents? Is it just through that, like word of mouth, email? We probably already asked this question.
yeah, through word of mouth, through PD. Also, they'll report to City Hall. The girls downstairs will call me directly. We do have a work order system now that they can add. I think we have another work order system coming down to us eventually. But yeah, it's pretty straightforward, and most of the complaints are looked at that day, if possible.
Okay.
So some not always fixed that day, depending on what it is. But the order of fixing is safety first, signal head in the road, pole knocked down. We will not leave a stop sign that's ran over overnight. It might be a temporary one, but we will have a stop sign up for safety, and then after that is just kind of, we get quite a bit of complaints about signal not cycling properly. That's a complaint we get. Most 99% of the time it is correct. So we kind of know our problem child.
So when those things get coded for time, like for instance, like a blinking yellow light on, a left-hand turn, do you guys, you specifically, do you have codes for that kind of stuff? Or is that pre-coded when it's installed, or how does that work for timing?
So for timing, there's two different kinds of timing for an intersection. You have a free intersection and you have a coordinated intersection. Deer Park has all of Center Street, not including Spencer and Center and 225 Center, but everything in between is coordination. East Boulevard, the same, is coordination. The other intersections are on free. The coordinated intersections are all done by a third-party engineer. So we hire this engineer every couple of years. He'll come in and evaluate, but they decide the timing. That allows them to be responsible and the correct timing. They do surveys, they do traffic counts, they do pedestrian crosswalks to see, how much foot traffic you have at each one.
Right.
And then we just implement the timing. So that timing is given to us in a plan, and then we put it in the controller.
Okay.
So, and we do a weekly PM schedule work, and quickly we have a homepage on each computer of the traffic signal, and you can go in and just make sure everything's synced or in correct order. So.
Okay. So there's a whole process of different things that are behind that case.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Can you walk us through kind of how y'all's teams kind of coordinate together whenever we're having a lot of drainage and storm related drainage?
Well, first off, to me, the relationship that Billy and I have, to me, is really imperative to run efficiently. There's times that I've called him over traffic issues, and he'll work us in to help us out with whatever we're doing. So if we're having some issue at an intersection or something like that, we're having traffic, light issues or even traffic backing up, or we're closing down a lane, to be able to have him and just call and say, hey, can you help coordinate and mitigate the traffic through this? To me, is really, really beneficial for the streets department.
Same for me too.
That's going probably one of the best things, in my opinion, is just having the relationship between us, that we can call one another and we'll help out. We just did a traffic pod for one of the traffic boxes that you were just referring to. We just got that up for him, so now he can convert all that over onto it. So just being able to work side by side, communication, working together and working through it is really helpful.
It's almost like what the other person is thinking. Caitlin and I do that a lot. We work on a lot of the same projects, and sometimes it's not always at the same time.
Yep.
So she can work on something and stop, and then I can pick up where she maybe would have, continued the project at. So it's really cool to have a relationship like that, and where you kind of work hand in hand but separate. So
my subject line is always help. anytime I need to send it to him.
Even like the last storm we had, he was busy doing some stuff with all the traffic and electrical issues, and he was trying to get generators out. So I sent one of my guys over there to start coordinating all of his generators out. So it's just nice to have that relationship, just to come together and help each other out. When you have a common goal of just trying to help the city the best we can, to run efficient as we can, it's just much easier.
To go off of Caitlin's question also, when you guys do have, like, if there's bad weather coming and you're kind of briefed on, hey, we know it's coming, what kind of preparation do you guys have to go through? If any, like with the roads especially. I know, you want to make sure, first and foremost, everybody's safe. There's no debris in the road or anything like that. Nothing can clog up the drains. But what about traffic as well? Like, is there any precautions that you go through before that happens?
Yeah, so we do have portable generators for most intersections. So leading up to it, like just say a hurricane, we'll prep all the generators, get everything ready. We have temporary stop signs. Right now, currently, all intersections have backup batteries on them. So they will run for, depending on how much equipment's in each cabinet, it runs for various times. So that'll buy us a little bit of time to get generators at each location. But other than that, it's just prepping and getting it ready. So,
are there any challenges that y'all can think of that are going to be coming up in the next 5 to 10 years for either of your divisions?
No, I think, to be honest,
he's like, I hope not.
I hope not. To be honest, though, there's a lot of capital projects coming down the line that I think are going to benefit me more than Shain. But there is some improvements coming that look really good. We're on a good track, and I think the citizens will like them. I know I will like them. So save some work for us, but I think you have some ditches coming too for drainage.
Yeah, from my side, it's one of the biggest concerns for me, and I'm really, fortunately we have a great leadership for the city, and we're able to go through and try to mitigate some of those problems. We've put in a lot of detention ponds over the last 10 years to help with the flooding side of things. One of the concerning sides for me that we are starting to kind of work on is just the aging infrastructure. I mean, our roadways are old, and you know, our drainage systems are old. But coming through there, rehabbing some of our drainage ditches, some of our easements we're redoing. I think that's going to help a whole lot on our flooding side. Like I say, we've added a bunch of detention ponds. I think is great, you know, again, from the flooding side. But just continuing to try to start addressing some of our aging infrastructures on our roadways and stuff. And that's just going to be time, just, you know, trying to put capital projects together. It's going to take time and it's just the engineering and design aspect, especially. We got a lot of easements, a lot of right-of-ways, a lot of underground utilities that we have to work through and communicate with. That definitely makes it a little harder to try to work through those. But I think the come in on that, or just the aging of infrastructure is probably the biggest one that we have. And fortunately, we're kind of working through that. So.
Yeah.
I know the city has done a lot, like so far as funding and stuff like that for the Type B projects. And I'm not sure if I think y'all were funded through Type B, correct?
Some of it.
Okay.
Some of it, yeah.
Like for the sidewalks and things like that. But yeah, do y'all know like how like the future projects are planning to be funded?
I think it's going to be most of my stuff is either capital or CIP.
Okay.
Then it's I know I just said it, but it's looking good.
Yeah.
So
yeah. That's a teaser.
I was pretty happy. So.
I think a lot of mine is going to come more of the bond side.
Yeah.
Is going to be funded through bonds.
Yeah.
A lot of the CIP, because the bad thing is you know, we can plan all day, but if we have a failure at this area, then plans are going to have to shift. And so I think the bonds, and as we work through, I've gotten several drainage studies that we've done. I've got some road studies that are coming through that we've kind of putting a kind of a number on our streets to kind of see where we are. So I mean, there's a lot of things that we can do just to help that, but most of mine's will be coming through, you know, bonds.
Yeah. I think it's kind of interesting. You mentioned that the roadways are older and the infrastructure is, you know, not as young as it used to be, right? But when and I say this all the time, when you compare our streets to some of our neighbors, I mean, we're in a lot better shape. And, you know, the city really takes care of like potholes and anything really major in the streets or in the roadways or even on the sidewalks. You know, I've noticed, you know, them out and about, you know, doing repairs on things, and you don't see that everywhere. You know, we take a lot of pride on making sure the infrastructure that we do have is in good enough shape that, hey, one, it's safe, and two, it can last until, like you said, you have more things coming down the pipeline. So kudos to you guys for sure.
Yeah, I want to, you know, just this opportunity to kind of brag on the streets department, the crews. It's such a blessing to work with those guys. They all take pride. They all go out and try to do the best that they can. You know, they try to get on top of things as we can. I know there's people out there that say, oh, I've had this, been here, I've been complaining about this for a year, I've had this for 5 years, or, you know, whatever the case. But, you know, really and truly, when them guys are out there doing it, I mean, we've been looking at heat indexes just in the last week of 100 to 103 degrees.
Yeah.
You know, and them guys are out there between the weed eating, patching potholes. They're working on inlets on Center Street today. There's just a lot of stuff. And with a crew of only 13 guys, which that also includes an assistant supervisor as well as a street sweeper, they really cover a broad area of maintenance. Crews are out cleaning ditches right now, you know, trying to prepare, you know, as we're getting going into the storm season and the hurricane season. They do a whole lot, and it makes it really easy as a supervisor to be able to step back and then trust that them guys are going out and doing the best that they can, as efficient as they can. But you know, the potholes, I know we're probably going to get on a little bit more, but like crack sealing, when you're having those flooding issues, a lot of people don't understand it's more than just the rising of water. I mean, you're creating erosion issues as that water starts seeping through our roadways. You start undermining the base and the stuff underneath there that really supports that concrete. You get a lot of movement in your concrete, which then starts your buckling or your spalting out of your concrete. So there's a lot of issues that just high water can do that most people don't think about. So, but having them crews that you can really rely on that'll go out and do a job, and not only do that job, but do it with pride and efficiency is second to none.
Yeah, absolutely. The preparation never stops for, you know, one, for safety, and two, when you're trying to keep the infrastructure, like you said, intact. So, yeah, it's awesome.
So how do y'all prioritize what preventative maintenance gets done each year?
On my side, we're on a 2-week schedule. We do the east side one day, west side the other day per week. As far as cabinets, go through the cabinets, clean them, organize them, vacuum it out, make sure no bugs or anything like that. Signal heads, things like that are all kind of through budget. Kind of going back to what I said, there's new ones coming. So, but no, other than that, it's basically, I only have one guy. I have one signal tech. So we split up and
Yeah. Divide and conquer.
Divide and conquer. Yeah.
divide and conquer.
You
Yeah.
have to.
Yeah.
One takes one side of town, I'll take the other side of town,
Yeah.
and we'll go from there.
And we'll meet in the middle.
Yeah.
Maybe for lunch.
My side ain't as good as Billy's. I'd love to say I'm more proactive and go out and tackle on things before, but we're just not able to do it. So, I mean, really trying to mitigate those and the complaints. I mean, for one, it's safety. If we got a major safety and then it goes, is it a safety issue on a main thoroughfare? Is it more of a secondary thoroughfare? We just kind of try to prioritize. And then at the end of the day, we just do what we can. I mean, I feel if you're honestly doing what you can and you're giving a good day's work, there isn't much more you can do. So we just try to do best that we can and try to do what we can when we can kind of situation and just work forward from there.
Yeah, same with us. And with being just a few of us, we have to mitigate all of our calls that come in too.
Yeah.
So during the day, you have to maybe drop what you're doing, go run a call, come back. So
Yeah. Well, we've seen what both of y'all's divisions do. I mean, Hurricane Barrel, I know that impacted the whole city, but I mean, all of y'all's crews, y'all have always been very apt to just jump in and just do, right? You don't really need a full explanation of what's going on. You just jump in and do. And I think that y'all's crews really are a testament to like what Deer Park is all about too, because y'all are the boots on the ground that are handling everything. So,
For sure.
it's definitely busy during a storm. Tim Alexander does a really good job too. He's a key piece of that for the storm.
Yeah.
Those guys work hard every day, and
I know we have them coming up too, and
That ought to
I
be a
think
good one.
Water treatment, I believe Matt and David are coming on.
gotcha. Yeah,
So-
we have a good relationship with Tim, and
Yeah.
we all work together. And Tim's a big piece.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
he's
Well, it just makes a difference whenever you have the support.
yeah.
yeah.
Not only support from leadership. I've already said that. I'm very thankful that I work for a municipality that is mindful of the employees. But even having coworkers, when you got coworkers, it's kind of like that standing on the front line of a battlefield. Whenever you lock arms with somebody and you have others with you, you just have that confidence and that it just gives you that ability just to do more than what you thought you originally could. And,
Yeah.
when you surround yourself with people like Billy, Tim, Alexander, Matt, even Greg Holloman and Robert Wolf from Sewer Plants, it just makes a big difference whenever you know you got a team around you.
Yeah.
If you can't do it, they can.
Right.
And none of them are afraid to, if I need a truck driver or I even need, it don't matter. Hey, give me the keys. I'll go take care of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially in that situation to be able to wear many different hats, like you said, you may not be able to stick to just one specific job in an emergency situation, especially, you got to be able to do other things. And having a crew that doesn't complain and is willing to do that is really special. Yeah.
So do you have a favorite story within your division while working at the city of Deer Park? Because both of y'all have been here for a little while.
Shane likes to mess with people at City Hall. Half the time, people in meetings think that I'm Shane and he's Billy. So he plays along with it, and then a few minutes later, people look at you like, "You're not the same guy I talked to a while ago." Yeah, Shane likes to play that game. So.
That's
I'm
funny.
definitely
We should
the-
try that.
Yeah.
Hi, my name's Elliot.
I'm definitely the pick and aggravating individual. So, even though I walk in and if I don't say much, they're like, "What's wrong with you?" And because that to me, I've always kind of said to my guys is we're here to do a job.
Yeah.
We're here for our allotted time. We can either do it, mad and upset, or we can have fun and enjoy it. I said, because either way, we're all here for one reason. We're here for a paycheck. But it's how we want to spend that time.
Yeah.
So I joke and pick and aggravate with all the guys. Almost every one of them know when I come up, I'm going to do something to them or say something. And, kind of what Billy says. Anytime we're at City Hall, I just think it's funny because we kind of look alike. So it's like, hey, I'm Billy. Hi, nice to meet you. And then the next time it's like, wait a minute, you're not Billy.
I'm going to try that next week.
A couple people like contractors have asked, hey, didn't I talk to you about something? No. Shane.
And you already know.
Already knows.
That's funny.
That's funny. Yeah, that sounds like you.
Yeah.
He brings the fun. I'm more straight face.
I always try to keep things light. That's how I approach everything. Like we're all, like you said, we're all here for a reason.
Yeah.
We all get out of bed. We all have the same approach every day. We got to go do our job, right? We can either be upset or we can have a good time. We can laugh a little bit, cut up a little bit. And I always have been that way. It doesn't matter what's going on. If you're able to, kind of get outside of yourself and not take yourself so seriously, but still do your job to the best of your ability with people around you that get it and want to do the same thing, you never work a day in your life, man. It's so much fun. So, yeah, I get it.
And I mean, literally, just a little bit of my own testimony here. My grandfather was the streets department supervisor before me.
Okay.
Cool.
My uncle was a welder. I had a stepbrother that worked in sewer plants. So, I mean, I literally...
For Deer Park?
For Deer Park.
Cool.
Wow.
So, I mean, literally, I had, they said back when I was 3 or 4 years old, my grandmother brought me up here, and Billy Holcomb was up here at the time, and my grandmother started looking around for me. Billy Holcomb had me taking me through one of the other buildings. I mean, I've just literally grown up here, even though I wasn't born and raised in Deer Park. I've literally grown up with the city.
Yeah.
So I have a lot of history, a lot of stories. A lot of things have changed. It's different than what it was, but in some of its own rights and ways, it's better.
Yeah.
In some ways, I miss, but it's joyful talking to some of the old people that I've grown up with that are now retired and moved on, and talking to them and reminiscing about some of the old ways and the old people and things that used to go on.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
it's good to hear that stuff, and I think sometimes we take for granted how good it is to work here.
Yeah.
Yeah. For sure. Yeah.
Even though through the frustrations, we all have frustrations, but we still forget sometimes how good it is to work for the city of Deer Park.
Yeah. We go to conferences a lot and we hear, grievances from people that work in other cities, and we're kind of looking at each other like
Can't relate.
we can't relate to any of that. So
Sorry
yeah,
about
it's,
your misfortune.
yeah, right. So it's definitely a honor and a privilege to work at the city for sure. Yeah.
So can you tell us about how the Maroon signs came up and if there are still signs available for purchase at Central Collections?
Yes, I think as of this morning, there was still quite a few for purchase. This came up through council, through Jay. I don't even know if he remembers this, but what he told me is stuck in my mind. When you pull into Deer Park, I want it to be different. I want to know you're in Deer Park. So, okay. So we kind of gave some options to City Hall, City Council, I should say, and they decided on the black poles with the maroon signs. To me, they look really good. We have started. The plan was to start on major thoroughfares throughout the city. We started on Luella, St. Augustine and 8th Street are done right now. They're coming. They're coming. They really like it, and this project's really took a good hit with the citizens. So
I know people are really looking forward to seeing more of them. And so I think people will be excited to know that this city is making plans to do more.
yep. We get asked almost every day,
Yeah.
when are you doing mine? I want
Yeah.
to buy the signs.
We
So,
see it on social media
Yeah.
too. People are like, wait, when are you doing this intersection?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got the
So-
neighbors outside looking through the blinds.
Yeah.
So
I definitely think that they help too with that vision,
Yep.
that Jay had and City Council had, and
yep.
You
I think
guys-
with the combo of that, the new buildings, I think we have a couple new intersections coming, stuff like that. It's all going to come together. Looks good.
Yeah.
yeah.
When you drive through, you'll be able to say, I'm in Deer Park.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
But everybody that's asking, they are coming. Be patient.
Yeah.
They are coming.
Yay.
Cool.
I know. I was going to put my street sign up here that I bought, but then I realized that people would know where my parents live. And I'm like, maybe not.
Yeah, there's
not do
still quite a few Central Collections. You can go purchase. I think they have a spreadsheet with the ones still available, especially the blue ones. There's a lot of the blue ones left, the original signs.
Yeah.
Go go buy them up.
It's in person only, correct?
Yeah, in person
Okay.
only.
Yep.
I think if you just show up to where you pay your water bill, Stephanie and them have a list.
Okay, perfect.
I would imagine you could call up there and see if they still have whatever you wanted.
Okay. Awesome.
Very cool. Well, guys, we really appreciate you guys taking out time and coming to visit with us. I know, like I said, it was highly anticipated for you guys to be on the podcast. So thank you for that. Caitlin, you got anything else?
I'm good.
All right. Well,
Thank you all.
yeah,
Yeah, thank you very
absolutely.
much.
Absolutely. We appreciate you guys watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe so we can keep this thing going. And as always, we'll see you around campus.